Thanks so much for joining me today. Hi, if this is your first time with me, my name is Keely. I'm the owner of LoveHopeAdventure.com. Welcome to everyone that's coming on and to all of my replay viewers. Thank you so much today for joining me. I wanted to just give you one quick thought from myself about what we do with our stuff. If you saw the title of this scope, it was why we rarely sell our stuff and what we do with it instead. And I was just kind of thinking about this today because I have been following my friend Crystal over at Money Saving Mom. She's doing a decluttering challenge, and I often get rid of stuff. In fact, I have a whole pile of things right now that I need to get rid of. And I was thinking about how Austin and I hardly ever sell our things. We kind of actually have this conviction that we don't sell our unused or our unwanted stuff because God has provided so much for us. And there was a time about 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where we actually tried to sell some of our stuff. And we were just really struggling financially. And we were like, okay, we really need to try and sell stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you, we stunk at it. We were horrible at selling our stuff. We hardly made anything at all for the things we were trying to sell. So it was such a waste of our time. Oh my goodness, such a waste. And it reminded us why we don't sell our stuff. Because see, God has provided so much for us. And everything in my house, for the most part, has been given to us. There's a couple of things that over the years Austin and I have purchased, but it's not very much. We bought this table I'm sitting next to. I've showed you guys it before. I have a bistro table, and we bought that at the thrift store, and we purchased our beds. But that's it. Everything else in the house, for the most part, has been given to us, including a lot of our dishes and everything we use, and a lot of clothes that we wear have been given to us as well. We also purchase a lot from the thrift store, so I really heavily rely on people who are willing to give their good items to the thrift store. I rely so heavily on that. So we just really have always felt convicted to give our things as much as possible to other people. There are a couple of things that I will sell. One of those things is vehicles. I will often try to sell a vehicle. If we have to replace one, we have actually given vehicles away in the past, charged very little for them, just sort of like to get rid of that gift tax thing. And on occasion, I will sell school books because with me homeschooling, hey Kelly, thanks so much for coming on. And I'm talking about why my husband and I don't normally sell our stuff, why we actually just give most of it away. I do sometimes sell homeschool curriculum, and the reason why I chose to go that route is because if I give it to the thrift store, it may not get used. It's really important to me that people that are looking for the homeschool curriculum can find it. I also rely very heavily on buying homeschool stuff from eBay, so I need people who are willing to sell their stuff. So I will sell my homeschool curriculum because I want to make sure it's getting used. And the same thing with like electronics, so like old cell phones and stuff. Unless I know someone who needs a cell phone, I'll probably sell the cell phone just to make sure that people can have cell phones that are looking for them, because we buy all of our cell phones used also. So in my opinion, it's for us, this is just God's convicting us of what we should do with our things, is to give it away as much as possible. And if we can't give it away because it just makes sense to try and sell it, that we put it out there in a place where people can get to the stuff. Like I said, the main things that we sell are our vehicles, homeschool curriculum, and cell phones. Maybe other electronics, but we have very few electronics that actually make it. So like we have a Kindle. If we ever get rid of it, we might sell the Kindle. But like I said, again, we do that kind of thing because we want to make sure the people who want those things and need those things can get them. And since we buy all of our curriculum used and all of our cell phones used and vehicles used, we do want people to sell those things. But as far as our clothes, anything we're getting rid of that has any value whatsoever, my first thing is I try to find someone who needs it. I look around and I think, okay, can someone use the clothes that my kids have? Because for probably the first 5 years of my boys' lives, they were given so many clothes, I didn't have to buy them anything. That was really, really, really helpful to me. I'm not given quite as much now. I think it's because boys this age destroy their stuff. So there's just not as much to be given. So I do try to buy most of what I can from the thrift store. I rarely buy new for anybody, including myself. And sometimes I can buy stuff for my husband at the thrift store, but he's a little bit more difficult to shop for because, guys won't get rid of their stuff. So there's very little at the thrift store for men. Women and children, you can get quite a bit. So if we are getting rid of something, I try to see who needs it first. And if I can find someone that will be, taking it and be able to use it, I give it to them. And if I can't find anyone to give it to, I give it to the thrift store. There are 2 thrift stores close by to me that I give to. One is called the WOPTO, and the proceeds go to support the school systems here. And the other one is the 5 and 2 thrift store, which actually supports the food pantry that my husband works for. So I actually have some really awesome places to give my stuff to. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. And I know I come on and normally talk about marriage tips and marriage advice, but sometimes it's kind of neat to just hear what other people do and how they handle the things in their home. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Keely, and you can check out what I'm blogging about over at lovehopeadventure.com. And I look forward to seeing